Welcome to Dino Park Media. My name is Samuel, and today I have a very special guest, the person behind the screen for the T-Rex Paddock on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Evan is here with me today. We're going to be talking a lot about the toys for Jurassic World. But before we begin, Evan, do you want to go ahead and say hey?
Hi, Samuel, and thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I know it's been a long time in the making, so it's a pleasure to finally record this episode with you.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited, and this is definitely a great opportunity for us to be able to make this happen. Like you said, it's been a long time in the making, but here we are, and now we actually get to talk about the toys for Jurassic World. And so the thing about the toys is that I'm actually not much of an authority on this topic. You and I have discussed the toys in the past. And then also, like, even in preparation for this video, you've been able to give me a lot of your knowledge on the subject. And I'm just going to go ahead and say to everybody listening, this guy, Evan, is the guy to listen to when it comes to the toys for Jurassic World. There are a lot of accounts out there, and they're really good at that. But also for toy reviews and stuff like that on YouTube, T-Rex Paddock knows what he's talking about. So I wanted to be able to bring you on so that we could discuss something that I am definitely not very privy to, which is the Jurassic World toy lines, beginning with, just basically a basic history. The thing is, like, a lot of people are very tied to their Jurassic World, their Jurassic Park toys, and they really enjoy collecting. And so, I just wanted to be able to discuss a little bit of the history, especially because, specifically, the Jurassic World toys had a very troubled history before getting taken over by Mattel. Isn't that right?
That's correct. So this really goes back to the 90s when Kenner was creating the Jurassic Park toys, and they were eventually bought out by Hasbro. And
right.
So, like, Hasbro held the rights to the Jurassic Park franchise toys for quite a while. And so, like, they would infrequently put toys out, but in the time after Jurassic Park 3, and some of those toys were pretty cool, and a lot of them, like, were designs that Kenner had used. So, like, they definitely, like, reached the nostalgia factor. But I guess, like, the last time that they had put any toys out was sometime around 2012 or so. Of course, they got resurrected again for Jurassic World. And Hasbro, they put out some toys that just were some of the worst looking designs. I think we've discussed the T-Rex.
Oh, my word.
Being just one of those, it looks like a poor, deformed creature. And
it's pretty bad.
yeah, it's absolutely terrible, Samuel. And there's countless other examples of Hasbro's butchering of this wonderful toy line. So, fortunately, they wouldn't continue to have the toy line. I think 2016, in the lead up.
Mattel that took that over?
Yeah, so Mattel takes over in the lead up to Fallen Kingdom and put out the first Jurassic World toys for the Fallen Kingdom movie. And, of course, they were just absolutely amazing.
Even the packaging.
The packaging is amazing.
Because like on the original Hasbro toys, like they went with like this weird red, white, and blue. And listen, man, I'm patriotic, but that looked just weird and gross.
Right, it just looked odd for Jurassic World branding. The red was out of place, absolutely.
Right. Yep, and so like the new stuff that they have, like with like that fire and smoke kind of design, the oranges, reds, and browns, just looks so nice.
Yeah, definitely conjuring up images of the volcano on Nublar.
Exactly.
And so, absolutely loved most of the toys that were coming out for Fallen Kingdom. They really outdid themselves later on, putting out the Mosasaurus. And man, some of the toy sets they had were fantastic. I loved also the anatomy kits that they had, the STEM kits. So they put out an amazing, Tyrannosaur anatomy kit. And I absolutely love it. I don't have one. It's one of the most sought after things that I'm looking for. So I hope to eventually add that to my collection. Of course, everybody wanted the Legacy Collection, Stomping, Extreme Chomping, Spinosaurus, and it saw a very limited release here in the States. So nobody
it just
has
makes it that much more desirable. Absolutely. But I mean, even some of the more common toys have really actually been very sought after, and like they're like rare in some places. Like I literally had to go on the internet. It was last year. I had to go on the internet. I had to Google where in the world in my local area is there a Parasaurolophus for me to get, and then I found it at a Walmart. Not even a Target. Our Target here sucks for Jurassic World stuff. But I literally had to go online, find it at a Walmart in a town over, drive over there. The last one there, I'm like, snag. I just grabbed it. I'm like, I'm walking out with this. And,
oh man, dude, that's very lucky.
Yeah, because I mean, just like even some of the quote unquote more common toys are even like crazy with with the way that they're distributed unevenly across the states. You know, just like. Oh, but they're quality and people want them.
I think that's the only gripe I really have about this, and I don't necessarily know if that's Mattel's fault, but the distribution of the toys is so inadequate, and so many fans around the world miss out on stuff. It's not fair whether it gets released in Europe and you can't get it here, or if it gets released in the States and a fan can't buy it in Europe. But it really stinks for the fan if you can't get a hold of it. And so I would really like to see the distribution issues worked on from Mattel. So Mattel, if you're listening, but otherwise they're just doing such an outstanding job. Like, they've put out some really awesome like sets. I remember there was a Dilophosaurus and Compy set, and like the Compy had a cage. That was really neat. You remember the Triceratops skull that the Indoraptor falls and impels itself on?
Right.
That was also another set.
Oh, I did not know that one. See, this is why I need an expert here in order to be able to provide this good insight.
Yeah, and also there was a really cool Destructosaurus Stiggy. So like they had the Stiggy Moloch with Owen and the lab equipment, and like no one could get a hold of this, right? But I'm in all of these JP Toy groups on Facebook, and there is a guy. What an amazing guy! He is 3D printing these. The lab equipment and all the eggs and all the stuff that came in that toy set.
Wow.
And yeah, and so like you can get a hold of these things even if they're like third party created from people in the community. Really awesome.
That's amazing. It's just so cool to see how the community continues to step up for one another, and like how kind everybody in this community seems to be in order to want to just like, listen, I've got an opportunity to give something to the community. I want to make sure that can happen. So like that story that you just told about like a guy with a 3D printer going like, I can do something to help out my fellow fans is just super cool to see, especially how it's operating specifically within the toy lines. The toy collectors and such.
Absolutely. And that also should send a message, like the fact that people have to do that should send a message to Mattel that maybe they need to step up that part of making sure there's an equitable distribution of these toys so people can get them, so they don't have to, I mean it's really cool that people are creative and they figure out ways to create the things for themselves. But it would be cool to be able to like purchase that when it comes out, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like nobody can get a hold of Maisie with the T-Rex skull. I was lucky to find one and I found it in a Target like 6 months ago, but you never see Maisie. You can't get Maisie, like, and it's extremely expensive online. I guess like if you're willing to pay like 4 times the worth of the toy, like you can get one on Amazon for $35-$40.
Right. And like, so obviously, hopefully Mattel will be able to hear the fans in order to say like, listen, but let's make a few more of these products in order so that more people can enjoy them. I completely hear that. But then now looking forward, we actually have some new stuff coming out this year too. And I want to ask you, Evan, are you excited for the new stuff? I mean, we've got stuff like, I think you brought it up, the Chompin' Spinosaurus, which does look really cool, by the way. And then there's also the super colossal Carnotaurus that is going to be coming out that can literally eat entire microfigures and I guess poop them out. I guess, but and then also of course the legacy toys. That before we continue, I just want to say it's just super cool that Mattel and Jurassic World partnered with Jurassic Outpost in order to partnered with a YouTuber account in order to be able to put these things out and give direct access. It's super cool. I will say the behind the gates marketing for it was definitely misleading. Wasn't a fan of that because it was kind of like a letdown from what I was originally anticipating. But I'm still super stoked that Universal and Mattel wanted to partner with a Jurassic Park YouTube account. But besides that, though, moving forward, we got the legacy toys, we got Super Colossal. Are you excited for these new toy lines?
Oh, I am absolutely 100% excited about the stuff that's coming out this year. And while I don't know what expectations necessarily I had of Behind the Gates, it definitely wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
However,
Me neither.
However, speaking to the thing we talked about, like distribution and such, like I think it's so cool that they've made a way for fans to be able to get a glimpse of what's about to hit the store, and you can like pre-order this stuff from Behind the Gates. So it's absolutely an awesome thing for Jurassic Outpost and those guys to be involved in. Definitely wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be.
No.
But that doesn't necessarily that's just I suppose sometimes I get really high expectations, but it is nonetheless a neat thing. So they've got so many cool toys in the works this next year. They've got, like you said, the Carnotaurus Toro.
Oh yeah,
is just absolutely crazy big.
Yeah, I mean, and to the point where you can actually put a microfigure into its mouth, and then it like they have like a little channel to actually go down into its stomach and then be let out again. That's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get one of the T-Rexes that they had of that size?
No, and to be honest, like you and I talked about this before the video started, but like for me, I enjoy the toys, but for me, I want to buy the toys that I feel like are most practical for me and also are the ones that interest me the most. I have a massive amount of respect for the collectors that want to go hardcore and collect as much as they can. And I'm like, you know what? More power to you, but that's just not me specifically. I think the toys are super cool, but the only thing that I collect hardcore are the microfigures because they act as really cool desk toys.
Super Colossal, the Super Colossal line might be a little heavy on the space take up there.
Right.
So going along with that, I'm really excited about the Legacy collection of Paddosaurus that they're coming out with.
That does look really cool.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous sculpt. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. I think the one that I'm most excited for with the future Legacy things coming out is specifically the Pteranodon, the JP3 Pteranodon. That is so beautiful. The painting, the paint job on that is immaculate, man.
Oh yeah, that is a really fine. You're talking about the Amber collection one, right?
Oh yeah, excuse me. I'm jumping to Amber. Yeah, no, you're talking about Legacy. Excuse me. Yes, yeah. I'm on a different wavelength here. My bad.
Well, no, but it's in the same vein as the Legacy collection. These Amber collection ones, I love that they're doing the JP3 Pteranodon too. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what material the wings are made out of, but they look like they bend.
Yeah.
Instead of having hinges, they look like they may have some sort of flexible material and maybe like wire running down the wing. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can pose it. I believe that's what that is. I am looking forward to getting my hands on it.
Yeah, it just looks so cool.
Another set that I'm just absolutely excited about is it's Netery and the Jeep.
Oh yeah.
So they're coming out with another iteration of the Jeep Wrangler, and this time it has a removable top on that.
That's actually really
and so like it's, you know, it looks like it's JP12 that Netery steals and takes. So you can take the top off and put Netery inside and recreate that scene.
That's super cool. I can imagine collectors taking pictures with that. You know, like toy photographers taking pictures with that, and then making the Dilophosaurus scene and stuff like that. That's gonna be so cool.
Oh yeah, and I look forward to seeing what they do with that set. There is a guy I love on Insta, Asina's Born.
Oh yeah,
and he just does some absolutely stunning stuff. And I think he's already done that scene, but I hope he'll take that new Netery figure and maybe give it another go.
Do it with the set, exactly. But
yeah, because that's just it's a really screen accurate Jeep compared to ones that they've previously put out. So
right.
I think it'll be really fun. And a lot of those guys that do that toy photography, they'll put real lights in the Jeep headlights and
yeah. Oh, they're hardcore, man.
Yeah, I've just seen some absolutely stunning photography. It just blows my mind how these guys do that.
Seriously. But let's quickly go back to the Amber collection again too, because there's a couple that are also super important that are coming out here soon. Namely, the #1 Tiger Stripe Velociraptors, which look amazing. Again, that's probably something I'm going to put my money down on. And then #2, like you were talking about earlier before the video, Ray Arnold. You're super excited for that figure.
Yes, that is going to be one of my favorite Amber Collection items that they're coming out with this year. I was really blown away that they did Netery and the Dilophosaurus for that. But I had a feeling that Ray was in the works, and then they announced it, and didn't show anything. But when they revealed it, of course, it was out immediately all over Instagram and like Jurassic and everything. I was just blown away. It is so awesome looking,
complete with a bloody stump of an arm.
Yeah, it's great. I love that they're bringing that to life, and you can do some really serious, cool photography with these larger size figures.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm imagining we're going to see some really cool Ray Arnold death scene setups, and you know, I know Asina's Born did a whole kitchen scene that was just incredible.
It looks so good.
So I'm sure we'll see people do the inside of the power plant. But yeah, that's a really cool figure. I'd like to see Amber Collection Grant, and I'd like to see an older Grant, of course. And where's Dr. Sattler? I'm sure that's in the works, but I would really like to add her to the Amber Collection soon.
Yep, no, it's coming. Seriously, all of the fans are crying out for an Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park 3, the Mom Edition. That's all that we want to see. I'm totally joking, but anyway. But to move on here for our last little topic, like obviously, if people have not picked it up yet from this video, you are seriously into the toys, and you were talking about how we like. Right at the end of that last part of the conversation, you were talking about how you're looking forward to hopefully having an older Dr. Grant that we'll see in JWD, and then also Ellie Sattler at some point from the Amber Collection. But if you could have any toys, you know, like that we have not already received, what do you want to see from the Jurassic World toy line in the future?
So stuff that they haven't talked about that I'd really love to see. I would love to see a Dr. Wu and lab kit.
Ooh, yes.
That would just be so cool to get a lab set up. I don't care whether it's like a Legacy Collection JP thing, or if they were to do Dr. Wu from Jurassic World. But I want to see Henry Wu as a character, as a toy. He's such a awesome character in the franchise. And now that Mattel is really giving these characters the due they deserve, Uh, let's get Doctor Wu. I don't recall ever really seeing a quality Doctor Wu figure. If I don't know if there is a Doctor Wu figure, to be honest
I
with you.
think the only thing I can think about is Lego minifigs. That's the only thing I can
Right.
think of.
So Lego Mini Doctor Wu, but we need him in a 3.5-inch figure, and we need him in a Amber Collection 6-inch size.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would love to see a Doctor Wu lab kit. Also, wouldn't you love to see like a Jerry Harding and Trike like veterinary scene kit?
I can definitely see that being something that a lot of people would definitely clamor for. I feel like collectors of the minifigs would be, or of the the 3.5-inch figures or legacy figures would be really into that. Yeah.
Right, for sure, absolutely. Maybe Harding wouldn't be for everybody, but absolutely people that are nostalgia freaks like me would love that.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to see, since they're doing Ray Arnold and the Amber Collection, bring him into the Legacy Collection 3.5-inch size, and maybe do some sort of, because they had that really cool Baryonyx lava playset. You could do a similar size like catwalk scene for a Legacy Collection Ray Arnold where he's trying to escape from the raptor.
That'd be cool. I can see that.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool figure. What else?
I can definitely say for me specifically, a toy that I would definitely buy. Is actually I'm about to make somebody super proud of me right now. I want to see the Buck and the Doe T-Rexes, both in some form of future stuff. So I know that there was the Buck and the Baby that came out in the Legacy Edition, right?
Yes.
So I for the sake of my friend Matt, I really want to see the Doe T-Rex, because I know that the Doe is so similar to Rexy. I 100% understand that, and I know that, but at the same time, they do have their individuality, and I feel like if you put that in a very specific line, if Mattel did that, then I feel like they would have people snatching that thing up.
Oh, I think so too. I would love to see the Buck and Mother Rex together, and I mean, we haven't got a Legacy Collection Eddie Carr. Let's get Eddie Carr. And I mean, I know like they haven't done many vehicles, but I would love to see Mattel do the Mercedes-Benz ML350.
I was just thinking that.
That would be an awesome set. I would pay $100 for that.
You're talking about the Lost World Mercedes, right?
Yes. Dude, I would
yes.
pay a lot of money to get an Eddie Carr Mercedes and Buck and Doe Rex set. That would be so awesome.
Seriously, and then have kind of like what you're talking about at one point with there's going to be a new set where the top comes off of the Wrangler, so you can actually put Nedry inside of it. Like do that same thing with this, so that you can actually have like the jaw of the Buck T-Rex actually take the top off and then get in there. That'd be so cool.
That old Dino damage feel from.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember the Devil Tracker from Kenner, but it like the windshield ripped off and things like that made it a lot of fun.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much that we can dream about, and there's probably a lot more that we want to talk about. But unfortunately, we're out of time for today. But Evan, it's been fantastic having you on the channel today, because then you've given me a lot of insight into the toys, and I don't think I've ever been as excited talking about the Jurassic World toys as I have been today. Because usually I'm a very casual toy fan, but I think you and your knowledge on the whole subject has definitely made me more excited. So thank you so much. And before we go, Evan, are there any last words that you want to say to the fans about whether it be about the toys, or if you also want to talk about your YouTube channel? Just go ahead and let us hear it.
Well, thank you, Samuel, first of all, for having me on your channel today. I have watched Dino Park Media and been a fan of it since you started it. And I absolutely love your Instagram accounts. I've enjoyed your memes. They're a source of endless laughter for me. If I'm having a bad day, I can check in and see what you've pumped out and get a laugh. So I absolutely want to thank you for that. We do a lot at the T-Rex Paddock. If you like anything Dino related, if we haven't done it, we may do it. We do toy reviews, we do dinosaur gaming, and things like that. So check us out. We'd really appreciate it.
Very cool. Absolutely. Yes. So make sure to check out the T-Rex Paddock on YouTube. We'll have a little card at the top of the screen here so you can click out to their channel. But then also, if you enjoy the content that you watched today, and if you feel like we deserve it, we would love to have you subscribe to Dino Park Media and continue to watch us. Click that bell notification button because we've got a lot more videos coming out. We have a video, at least one every single week, so make sure to stay tuned. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, thank you to Evan from the T-Rex Paddock for joining us. And before we go, have a great day and know you are loved.